This story is from the AITA subreddit as well, and is titled, Will I Be the Astronaut If I Bought a Car Without My Partner's Blessing? Interesting choice for Candy Thunder's feedback, Tony Spark. Yes. I, 34 female, have always wanted an SUV Porsche since I was a girl. My husband, 36 male, and I do very well for ourselves. We earn over a little $150K each, so a combined household income of over $300K. Unlike my partner, I grew up poor from absent, uneducated migrant parents. I worked hard with little support, put myself through school, and climbed the career ladder. When I was younger, my best friend had the life I was so envious of. Loving parents, a warm home, and security. I aspired to be like her mom, a gorgeous woman who openly loved her kids and was active in their lives. She also drove a Porsche, as well as a lot of other rich soccer moms. It became the thing I wanted to have since, the made it item. I'm not a materialistic person. I do not own or care for luxury brands. I do not gamble. My dad continuously lost the family savings, do drugs, or have money pit hobbies. I currently drive a 1999 Toyota that refuses to die, while my husband drives a sports car he bought for around $70K before we met. When we married, I brought about $60K more into the relationship. Our finances are completely combined, and we're lucky that we don't need to think or worry about finances. Besides our home, which is fully offset, we have no other debts. We are expecting our first child and looking into buying an SUV and replacing my death trap. He is the car person, and I am not. I want to buy a Porsche while he is strongly against it, despite knowing my reasons as mentioned. These are his reasons. 1, you are paying for the brand. I know. 2, other cars in that price range offer way more features. It doesn't even compare to what's on the market in terms of tech safety and inclusions. 3, it doesn't have a lot of room or boot space. 4, it does not offer a comfortable driving experience. There are more reasons, but those are the main ones. He's happy to support us in car buying within that price range, his preference being a Volvo or a Lexus. I understand that his reasons are valid, and no, my desire for this car is emotionally driven. I don't even care if it's secondhand, but he also strongly is against this. I feel like I deserve this one materialistic thing my heart wants, and that I've worked hard to be in a position to afford it. So before I potentially do something irreversibly, will I be the astronaut if I put my foot down, tell him I'm buying this car, and go to the dealership and buy it myself without his agreement? Edit to add that it would be an SUV, ideally the Cayenne, or Cayenne, however you say it, but happy if it was the Macan. I feel like I'm on a barbecue skewer and y'all are lighting a fire and just getting ready to turn me and put an apple in my mouth. That's what I feel like right now. If the car fits. Candy Thunder. Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder.
Hi. I feel like she has to... this car is not going to give you that satisfaction that you think it will. It's not going to provide that assurance, that security that you're looking for, that you've made it. Like, you've already made it. You have a husband who literally wants to support you in whatever you do. You have a baby on the way. You and your husband both make $150K a year. You have made it. Like, you're there. You don't need a Porsche to tell you that you've made it. Like, you should feel that within yourself and not need that from a car. But if you need the car, if you need it and you can afford it and you're fine with secondhand, then maybe get a secondhand Porsche, and then also a car that has more safety features. As a mom who we have 5 kids, I would not get that car because I would not feel like my kids were safe in that car. I would want something that is built for family, built for a safety, and I think that you're going to feel that way once you have your baby. I think you're going to want more out of a car than just feeling like you're successful.
But he has a $70,000 sports car.
Right.
So, I mean, we don't know what that is. So, I mean
why
with the baby
she...
on the way, though, I think the point is you shouldn't need it. But if you do, and if this is what it's going to do is prove to yourself that it doesn't fill a void, that it doesn't achieve what you think it's going to achieve. No. If you need to prove that to yourself by doing it, then say that. I think say that to your spouse, and it's great if you can come to an agreement on that. I'm going to tell you from experience right now. You don't want to commit to buying a car without having your spouse completely on board before you commit to buying a car. Yeah. It will cause problems. How
would you know?
I'm just saying, theoretically, if
you sound like you know from experience that you shouldn't buy a car.
If someone had done that at some point in a previous life before becoming a wiser man, it probably wouldn't have ended well. it would have created some short-term pain. I'm just saying. I don't think this is something that you should go out and just do. I think if you feel strongly that you do need this, then say that and say, look, I just need this thing. I may end up hating it. And after that, the next thing that we get when we move on from this, yeah, absolutely. The biggest concern that I have, though, is maintenance. So depending on where you live, we're kind of constrained on the brands of cars that we can own around here or should own around here because there aren't service centers around. There's not a Porsche service center around here. So that's one of the big things I would look at.
I don't know. If you can afford it, then I don't get 2 cars. I mean, I just don't think you're going to get what you think you're going to get out of owning this car.
Right.
I don't think you can get so many more features and so many more luxuries, and like you get more bang for your buck. Go buy a Lexus or something different. I don't know.
Here's the flip side of the coin, though. The flip side of the coin is that if she really feels strongly about this, and she does because of her upbringing, right? He doesn't understand that because he didn't come from the same place.
Right.
If she really feels strongly about this and she concedes right now, that's something that she may resent later on, that she conceded and didn't do this. And I think you have to have the foresight to say right now, look, if I don't do this and prove this to myself, then I'm going to end up resenting not doing it right now, and that could end up resenting you. So let me prove this to myself. My gut says that it's something that she's going to get. She's going to have fun driving it for a little bit, and then by the time the baby gets here, shortly after, it would be traded in and go for the safer, bigger SUV.
Yeah. If you don't have think about a car seat, if you're going to go the Duna route with the big wheels on the car seat, we did not go that route because it was just too big. But if you're going to do that route, you're not going to have very much room in that back seat. And then if you don't do that route and you need to take a stroller, how's that stroller going to fit in the trunk of your car? He has a sports car. So, have his car. I guess Alley Cat was saying, give his car away. Sorry, I fell over standing here.
You're good.
Make him trade his car for the family, and she gets what she wants. That's what
you could, but also, just because it's a sports car doesn't mean that you can't tote around kids. I've been a Subaru WRX lover for a long time, and you can fit a car seat comfortably in the back. It has a huge trunk. Okay. It's a grocery getter and an ass kicker.
This is really interesting because I know it's a Porsche SUV, but Porsche SUVs do not have a lot of space in the front. They're more compact, so especially the Cayenne is very small. I don't think you're going to get more. You get more in a Maxima than you would. They're about the same size. But I think it's really funny is that cars don't mean a lot to me. As long as it looks nice, gets me from point A to point B, and looks nice. Isn't black with dirt. I'm fine with it. I don't care. I'd like to drive it until it's paid off. This guy, cars mean something to him. He's excited about cars. He likes cars. So we kind of have a different opinion. He's get the Porsche, do what you need to do.
An Audi RS6 Avant is still my made-it car.
And I'm
someday.
I'll just drive my car. He traded our car in because it was for the newer model, we could get more for our older model. So we put it against the new one when Navy was born. Well. Yeah. And I was I was fine with my 2017. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I miss it still. So I think there's I think people are going to have different opinions because for me, cars don't mean that much to me. I'm happy with whatever I'm going to be in to drive as long as I can't drive a stick. So
it's their first kid, so they could make it work. Smaller SUV, you fold down one of the back seats, you can make it work. And I think it's a personal decision. You just have to decide: are you willing to put up with the limitations and shortfalls that it has or shortcomings that it has in order to check that box? You're probably going to end up finding out afterward that it didn't really check the box for you, even if it does temporarily. But I think there's a pivot that comes after you have kids, where her definition of success right now, and she said this is the I made it car, right? Mm-hmm. Her definition of success is going to change wildly. Right. Because for me, in the very beginning, it was freaking Ferraris and airplanes. And I thought that's what it was going to be whenever I made it, right? Now, making it is having the flexibility and time to be able to do stuff with the kids and the family. I think it comes down to this. If this is something you feel strongly about, say that and say, I need to prove this to myself right now. It's something I need to do for me. Right. You're going to grow out of it. You're going to grow past it. But I think the more dangerous thing to me right now is not doing it and resenting your partner over it. Yeah. That'd be more painful than doing it and finding out you don't love it.